Good afternoon. We are so glad that you are a part of today's third annual Preschool Kindergarten Summit focused on fostering creativity. As we begin our closing session, we want to share the voices of the Summit's nationally recognized early childhood leaders, reflecting on strategies to allow children's creativity to bloom so they reach their fullest potential in today's 21st century world.
Documenting children's block play is a challenge and a joy. I've spent the last 3 decades of my life with young children in the block area. It's our atelier, our studio, the place where creativity, with all its chaos and beauty, finds a home. Making a place for building takes planning and organization. Blocks and block accessories need to be organized carefully. Guidelines for safe building need to be taught. Sustaining week-long block projects for each child in the class ensures equity for all builders. When a child spends a week in the block area, she is able to see a block project through from the first draft of an idea to the finished product. The teacher is there to support and document this powerful learning. The block area is a natural place for social learning and problem solving. And what happens when play partners enter the block area? Or a lot of play partners? Encouraging community block projects where everyone plays a role in creating a space for the special denizens we play with places the block area at the center of a play-based emergent curriculum. What a natural way to bring the class together. What a perfect way to share out to the community at large all that our youngest students can dream of and do.
Good afternoon. My name is Kathy Hardy, and I consider myself very fortunate because art has always been an enormous part of my life. To me, currently, we need to look at art and reframing it by definition as a part of speech. Art can be a noun, to be sure, a product to be admired for beauty or its emotional power. But more importantly, I feel in our work with children, art should be considered a verb. Art is not an apart, but a continuum. It's a process that sweeps over all domains of intelligence, art, science, language arts, literature, math, technology, to name a few, and art is ageless and stageless if done correctly. Art is serious, joyful play, a profoundly joyous moment in children's life that is an action. So think about sweeping paint across a paper with a brush, or using a toilet plunger to see a print left by your enormous jumping up and down. It is an action, it is fun, and it is necessary for human development.
Movement is our first language. Dance and movement nourish the brain by generating new brain cells and promoting neuron growth. The languages we use shape the way that we think. Dance, on its own, and in combination with other disciplines or languages, is a powerful tool for making meaning, expression, and communication. By offering structured explorations in creative dance, teachers meet children where they are, honoring their critical need to move as they learn and in order to learn. In this way, teachers can facilitate the development of rich, meaningful choreography, confidence in the creative process, and a collaborative and reflective community.
I say, let's be brave. The life of children in school will only change if we start trusting them, engaging them, and making a place for their ideas. The trust we extend pays off when they confidently express their creativity and grow into competent and joyful young adults, flexible in their thinking, and looking at the world and the people in it as something wonderful and worth caring for.
Friedrich Froebel created kindergarten single-handedly, invented kindergarten, the garden of children, the children's garden.
Kindergarten was always there, wasn't it? Like the air we breathe, inventing kindergarten.
He developed a way of learning before literacy.
Play for him is the engine of learning. It's not a curriculum. It's the child. It's child-centered. The child is the curriculum.
It's a place where people explore. It's a perfect model. Froebel did it.
He believed that crystals and flowers and children all grow by the same basic laws of nature.
My name is Joan Allman. I'm a co-founder of the Alliance for Childhood, and I was a preschool kindergarten teacher for over 30 years. I found that play was so vital for learning in preschool and kindergarten. It's the child's natural way of taking in the world around them, uniting it with their discovery of themselves, and bringing the world and themselves together through play. So they play out every possible scenario from life. Even the little 2-year-olds are in the little play kitchens pretending to cook and taking care of their doll babies. And the play gets more and more sophisticated as they get older, and more social, so that 3, 4, 5 children can play together really well, develop a whole scenario, a whole story, and play it out, and often over many days if they're kindergarten age. I had one little boy who went from being a kind of holy terror in play to becoming a very good player. And he could organize groups of 8 or 10 children, and they would have a farm or they would have something else and play together for 45 minutes or an hour really well. So social skills develop, language skills develop. But I would say the most important thing is the way children feel integrated with the world, not overwhelmed by the world, but they really make the world their own. So here in Washington, where I live, children would go to the Natural History Museum, and then they'd come back to the kindergarten and create wonderful museums with all of our polished stones and shells and so on. They, of course, see houses being built and so on. They build and build and build. Houses, rocket ships, farms, whatever. They just engage with everything they see in the world. And we as teachers can enhance that by offering them new opportunities, planting things, harvesting, cooking, churning butter, making soups, baking bread, a whole range of life activities. And also enrich their imagination through storytelling, through puppetry, through books, through songs and verses, and the whole world of children's culture that we have that helps anchor children in the country they're growing up in, the culture they're learning about. And they integrate all of that into play. It becomes a rich part of their play. So this combination of what we as teachers can bring in very hands-on experiential ways, and what the children bring through their own initiative and their own play. This makes for a very powerful way of learning. In the Alliance for Childhood, we call it play-based experiential learning, PEBBL, P-B-E-L, and we have a website devoted to it, playbasedlearning.org. Also, the Alliance for Childhood.org website has a number of publications we've done on the subject of the importance of play in preschool and kindergarten.
Why might educators, administrators, or parents be interested in the Reggio approach to learning? Because it provokes us to reflect more upon the importance of the relationship between values, context, and meaningful education. It helps us to better understand learning that's based on context, creativity, communication, and critical thinking, which are all essential in life. Loris Malaguzzi, founder of the Reggio Emilia approach, stated that children are the best educators and most sensitive judges of values and usefulness of creativity.